By now, many are familiar with the Tulsa Race Massacre of 1921 that totally destroyed 108 black businesses, from physician offices and groceries to restaurants, movie theaters, and clothing stores, not to mention hundreds of homes and 22 churches. But before that tragic event, Greenwood Avenue in Tulsa was the most prosperous and successful stretch of black-owned business establishments of its time, famously dubbed the Negro Wall Street by Booker T. Washington.
Historically, it's a roughly 35 square block area, abutting downtown, separated by the Frisco tracks. O.W. Gurley is credited with being the father of the Greenwood District, the father of Black Wall Street. He was a wealthy businessman who came to Oklahoma from Arkansas, came in the land run of 1889, wound up ultimately in Tulsa, purchased land, sold land to other African Americans, created his own businesses, and businesses just proliferated after that. He had a lot of dealings with J.B. Stratford, who was a wealthy attorney and owner of the largest black-owned and operated hotel in the United States, the Stratford Hotel. And these two men really were instrumental in creating what became the talk of the nation, Black Wall Street. But you also had people who were day laborers who were making what would be the equivalent of minimum wage today. You had women who were working as domestics in white homes across town in South Tulsa. But the beauty of the economic structure was that all these folks spent their dollars within the confines of this community. And it really built a strong financial foundation that benefited ultimately everyone in the community.
The massacre was not the end of the story. The community persevered and came back bigger and better than ever.
They hosted the national meeting of the National Negro Business League, Booker T. Washington's Black Chamber of Commerce, in 1925, 4 years after the massacre. The community peaks as a business community in the early to mid-1940s when there were 200 or more black-owned and black-operated businesses of record in the Greenwood community on Black Wall Street. So you see, the story really is the story of the indomitable human spirit, the will of these black folks to not just survive in the face of tragedy, but thrive going forward.
So what are the takeaways of that indomitable spirit that can be applied to today's ever-changing world?
What we could learn from Tulsa economically that could help us today, I believe, is planning. One of the things that I'd like to see within our community as African Americans and in the financial arena is helping our people to understand how to plan out their finances. What should their money be doing? How should their money work for them? You will never ever be able to get a person to destiny or to purpose or to legacy or wealth building without a plan.
I like to talk about something that I call the Black Wall Street mindset. And that is, we have these incredible icons, these incredible historical role models of success in the business arena. And the Black Wall Street mindset is embracing those role models, leveraging that history, and understanding that even though we do face structural systemic racism today, it's not the kind of structural systemic racism that people faced in the early 1900s. There's no comparison. And if they could be successful then, we can be successful now. It's all about the psychology of success. And integral to that is the knowledge that we have role models who succeeded against the odds. And we're not constrained geographically like they were in a segregated black community. In fact, we have the whole world at our disposal because of technology. And so if we can just realize that Black Wall Street mindset, leverage that history, then there's really no limit to what we can accomplish as business leaders and entrepreneurs.